Welcome back to the Crypto Moses channel. You guys, the market is heating up, but if you're just following the green candles, we might actually be walking into straight of a bull trap. Today, I want to break down what's really driving this market, my thoughts, the mistakes that some of these traders are making, and how I'm trying to position myself without getting caught in the hype. And as always, I know it's not financial advice, but it's just one nerd sharing his trading insights and showing how I'm making profit in the market every day. If that's your lane, hit that subscribe button and let's jump into it today. So what do we see happening right now? Bitcoin is at a breakout. All right, you guys, let's pull up the chart and let's look at BTC and what's actually kind of happening in a grand scheme of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out, right? We're going to go back to the 4-hour time frame. This is going to give us a bit of a bigger picture so we can kind of see what BTC is doing. We do see that we had our double top right here, you guys. Right off the bat, analysis wise, we see that there's a double top. Right, that occurred. The market showed us that that is its previous high. Now what we want to see is what is the retracement opportunity? How high is it going to go? Where will it stop? And a lot of people question where to put some of these fib retracements, but the real way I like to think about it is these are all trend restarting points. This is probably my favorite one because 3 reasons. One, it was previously support here again, and yes, these parts broke out of it, and you could call those like stop loss hunts. So I actually really think that this is a good spot, and then I'm going to go to the very top of it. And if we were to draw this specific narrative, we see that Bitcoin did hit the 0.618 number. So right now we are at a good retracement back up, and we could get back up to the 0.382, and hell, we could even maybe go back up to the 0. If we were to do something like that, we will get new all-time highs, which would be awesome, and then it wouldn't be a bull trap. But this retracement that is going back is actually taking a lot longer than expected to be hit. And if we were to move this to the bottom of the trend, then we've actually hit the 0.5 and still maybe have potential to bounce back down here and then stabilize and come back up. You guys want to see something really cool though? So one thing to note, from our lines that we've drawn, like you guys, we drew this on the daily time frame. This channel was drawn 2022 maybe. We drew it here and we used these 2 tops right here. This had not formed yet. Right, so we saw this occur, and you want to know what's really cool? It has fully respected this channel, and that's why trading works so well, right? You want to be able to draw these long-term ideas and drawings and patterns, and then see if the stock follows through with them. And if it does, you're able to capitalize on all of the little ins and outs, the ups and downs. So what I really see happening TA-wise is that the market right now is cooling down from the 87,000 to the 89K launch that we had this past couple of days, and right now we're hovering at around 87.1, right? And what's really happening here, I think, is that people are buying the hype and we're waiting to see what Trump is going to do. I mean, this has been a big deal for us the past couple of months, waiting on Donald Trump to make a decision here. And the way I really see it is until we break clean into the low 90s and actually hold that level, I'm not going to flip bullish. For right now, I am just going to stay calm and I'm going to follow the structure. And for my long-term trades, I am going to wait until we clearly identify our next channel. But for these short day swing trades, I'm going to be looking at the general bias of the market. And what we see right now for the general bias of the market is we are starting on a mini uptrend. So the bull trap is here, and I can benefit from it as well, and so can you, especially if you're trading on like leverage exchanges. You guys know me, I love trading on BTCC. I've got the link below. They're still giving you $10,000 of deposit bonus, free money. So if you're looking for a quality exchange that's had 13 years of no issues, I definitely recommend using them. And when you're thinking about what to do with Bitcoin in the general market, one thing you got to remember, you have to have your 3 types of bags. You have to have your long-term holding bags. Okay, it's always going to be my approach. Those are so important because then you don't have to think about the market. If Bitcoin hits $1 million, and let's say you own half a Bitcoin, you now have $500,000 and you did not miss on that run up, where many people just sit on the sidelines and go, nope, it's going to 0. It doesn't matter if it's going to 0. Your money sitting in USD or your money sitting in BTC, it's probably going to do you a lot better sitting in BTC over time, especially because it's supposed to be a deflationary asset where your money is just getting deflationary. It is getting worse and worse every week, every day, every month. It is not worth holding that as your main asset. So you do want to think about that. Okay. Another thing too you want to think about is taxes. Bitcoin is easy to do taxes on because it's not a meme coin. It doesn't have any excess fees. It just has a regular chain fees and you're good. But if you are trading meme coins, the tax season's almost up for you. So please check our link below. We do reporting on meme coins. If you guys have maybe seen us on Jake's channel, one of our good customers, he uses us every month or every year for a reason, right? So if you are interested in something like that, click that link below. But let's talk about what is actually fueling this pump. What is happening with this little pump, right? And let's zoom out a bit to think about this. So first thing we see is that money supply is ticking upwards. And what I mean by that is that there's extra liquidity entering the market. As we can see the Bitcoin dominance in the past 30 days, we're actually on a bit of an uptick because prior to that, we were down in the 59s. So now we're making it back up to the 60.5. On top of that, liquidity is also still entering altcoins. So when things like that occur, a lot of people start actually watching the crypto market, which is what usually reignites a bit of a bull run. Okay. And we've also got that the White House just cooled off some of its aggressive tariff talks, which is also giving all of these markets a little bit of a breathing room. And then lastly, retail sold in fear. We know that. Whales bought in, the accumulation phase has happened, so now we're back to moving, and retail's unsure whether they're going to jump back in or wait for a dip that might not actually come. And this hesitation, that's the trap, right? You've seen it 100 times. You got longs that are piling in, and that's the problem. And as usual, now that Bitcoin's pushing up, everyone's flipping long with leverage. And that's when things get a bit dangerous, right? Markets get one-sided, and that's when volatility really starts to kick in. We're going to get sharp wicks. We're going to get sudden reversals, liquidations, and it's a mess for anybody who's over leveraged. So my recommendation, you need to be patient on the sidelines and make sure you're following the right trend. Like for right now, even though I do believe this could be a bull trap, I'm not going to just prove myself right and start shorting. I'm not shorting here, but I'm going to keep locking in profits as we keep climbing up. Right? And there is no shame in securing gains and waiting for a better setup, right? One thing to think about for my long-term strategy is I try to DCA consistently, right? And then I get a more aggressive during the big dips. Now that combo has actually worked for me over the past 3-4 years. And it's not about being perfect in that. That's more about like my swing trading bag. It's more about having a plan and then consistently following it and making sure I don't get emotional every time the chart moves a percentage. Because you know what? That's not in our control. Right? But with the current market, you want to make sure you have a good play strategy before you just enter and exit, especially with how volatile it is right now. Don't get locked in this bull trap. Don't put all your money into one, hoping that this is going to be the big run up. It could be, but you don't want to be the one to just take that risk. So my final thoughts, the market is moving very, very fast. And I don't want that to rush you into the market, right? What you want to do is you want to stay focused, stick to your strategy, and just don't follow the crowd. Okay, the crowd is never the right way. Don't follow the sheep. Right? And that's actually how you're going to survive in these moves and thrive in the long run. Okay. Now, if this video helped you out, do me a favor, click that like and subscribe button. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are you buying this move? Or are you waiting on a bigger pullback for BTC? Or do you think I'm wrong about thinking it is a bull trap? Until next time, you guys, stay informed, stay prepared, and as always, stay ahead. Peace out, everyone.